Hello, everybody. Welcome to CiNEMACHiNE. I'm here with Ryan
Howdy.
and Brandon.
Hello.
Kind
hello.
Ryan, Brandon's having a few technical difficulties tonight.
Surprise, surprise.
We'll forgive that. So what's been going on, fellas? Learned a lot about each other last week. So this week we're here to delve deeper into our psyche and have a lot of fun. So hope everybody out there is having fun tonight. And Ryan, you want to let everybody know how they can reach us, so on and so forth, before we get started?
Yeah, hit the subscribe button here on YouTube and notification bell so you can stay up to date on all the videos we're putting out. We're on Instagram at CiNEMACHiNEPod, and we have Patreons, patreon.com/CiNEMACHiNEPod. Appreciate all the support we get.
Well, there we go. Fellas, something exciting's happening, maybe, but it's kind of
Restore
scary.
the Snyderverse?
No.
Did you get a new therapist?
No. That's two things that will never happen so far. So, no, but another thing that we thought may never happen, and it could be a good thing, it may not be a good thing. Who knows at this point? Movie Pass is coming back. Yay!
Yeah.
The once for like 2 weeks popular Movie Pass.
Give it a little more credit than that.
A month and a half.
Hey, I took full advantage of it.
I took full advantage
all
of it too.
three of us used this. Some of us more than others. Al used it quite a bit.
I did.
So
I used it quite a bit, but I still didn't see that many movies on it because it was shortly after I started using it that they put all the restrictions on it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we got a good 3 or 4 months out of it until they started.
Well, this go around.
Did you have a chance? This just dropped not too long ago. Did you have a chance to
I read and
read
watched
up
the
on it?
video. So I read the story and watched the video. And there is a little bit of a somewhat questionable part. The story on Vulture says it's scary. I don't know if it's scary, but I'm just going to read this to you. It says the scary part comes in with the introduction of a new feature called Pre-Show, which plays ads in the app. That's not terrible. We're used to that. What's cool about this, Spikes said, wearing a Steve Jobs black turtleneck. Which, did either of you watch the video of this going on, the presentation?
I saw a picture from it.
It looked like an abandoned theater almost. It was pretty poorly put together. Even the slides and stuff they had on the screen.
It's supposed to be a representation of cinemas currently abandoned theaters, empty, and they're trying to revitalize it.
Okay. So anyway, is that your phone, your device uses your own facial detection. He demonstrates this by starting up an ad on his phone. If I'm looking at it, it's playing back. But if I stop and I'm not paying attention to it, it actually pauses the content, he explained. In return for watching an ad without looking away, a user gets credits to put toward a movie. They say this is empowering. I think this is not so empowering. So basically, they'll just be watching. Now, they did liken this to an episode of Black Mirror. I've not watched Black Mirror, but I know of Black Mirror. I know it's kind of a crazy show. So that's not a good thing. Ryan, how would you like to have an app where you can get your credit score here?
I'll pass.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Brandon, you all in?
I mean, we'll see. We'll see.
If your internet works like this, you'll never get a credit.
Yeah,
So-
that's true. How is this coming through on your end? Because I can never tell. Because it, you know,
it looks
It's
like
fine,
when
it's
they're
just a
trying to
little
protect
grainy.
somebody on the news. You know?
It's not that bad.
Just
Not
disguise
that
your voice.
well, I am getting. I can only. I mean, I get the little like low signal like logo that you guys have never experienced. I'm sure.
Not since I'm moved. No.
No. So, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, no, that the whole tiered structure credit system.
It is tiered, which means you
Um,
get a different level of credits. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the part where you watch for credits without moving your head.
bad.
yeah. I mean, they're already tracking us in so
Hey,
many
Tony.
ways. What's one more thing? At least I can see what I get out of it. Movie tickets. But yeah, I don't know. It's not that part of it. And that's that they also said that's a feature you don't have to opt in for. At least, that could change, but that's an additional thing that you can do if you want to get more credits. So I think this guy has a company, I can't remember the name of it, that does this already. For it's like an in-game, like maybe mobile game focused, but you can watch ads to get in-game currency, and that's where the tech comes from.
Yeah, they're using Web3 technologies to run this. So depends on how you feel about that as well.
I don't know the meaning of the word. He doesn't.
It's so that right now we're in Web 2.0, which is the second version of the internet. Web 3.0 is the third version of the internet, which is owned by a lot of the big companies like the Amazons, the Googles, and stuff like that. They own it and kind of run the show for Web 3.0. And
Much
there's
as
a
Al
lot.
Gore on.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. So, of course, Meta and Apple and all of them, they all have a say so, and they get to kind of run the show and show you how the internet is run. So we're all just sheep. Bye.
Let's go watch They Live.
Oh boy. Consume. So anyway, so I don't know how that makes people feel. I mean, the internet is
Not good, Al.
yeah, me neither. I am intrigued about Movie Pass. I am not intrigued to do that part of it. I'm fine with paying a tiered system. Now, they didn't really mention pricing in the tiered system.
No.
What about you guys out there in the comments? How do you feel about the new Movie Pass?
One thing that he did mention that I would tend to agree with just on like my own personal experience with it is he said that while they didn't move the needle much for big tentpole blockbusters, Movie Pass did have an impact on smaller, more indie films where kind of the mentality of, well, I've got Movie Pass, I'll go check it out instead of, just like, now I'll wait till it comes out on home video or whatever. And I would agree that was a good perk to have, which was
I still think the best thing for movies would be if you paid for the tier of movie that it is. If it's an indie movie, you should pay a lot more for.
well, it seems like that's what this
Marvel
is going to
movie.
be. The credit system seemingly is going to be based on the movie. Like this movie costs 6 credits, this movie costs 3, essentially. And not, that's just that's the gist that I got from it.
I just got that you get X amount of credits and all movies cost the same, but they didn't really specify. So
Maybe.
But I just never have understood why a movie that cost like Mission Impossible 7 cost what, $300 million.
We'll get to it.
But why that ticket price would cost as much as a movie that cost like, I don't know, under $1 million or maybe 3 million in the single millions, under 10 million. I just never understood that because
20 millions.
yeah,
It's the guy on was it Jurassic Park or Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom, when they're doing the bidding at the end. 20 billions. Whatever he says.
I could, I can see the benefits of it, but there are parts of it I don't like personally. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't foresee this working out again. I don't see this working. I just think this is going to be the final death knell for Movie Pass. I think it'll work.
Straw.
I just think people are kind of over it. Like I think the world has changed so much that I don't know if it's the price of the movie that keeps people from going to the theater. I think it's the fact that as much as it is the fact that people are just like, I'm used to watching these in my pajamas now at home. Like the world has changed that much. I don't know that people care to go to the theater. I mean, people have reduced themselves to watching a movie for the first time on a phone. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think people care as much as people like us how they watch the movie or how they just want to consume the content and be done with it and move on.
I definitely think it's multifaceted, but I also feel like this is a good, as far as not necessarily this one, but a subscription plan in the world of everything. You can subscribe to toothbrush, like anything these days, but like have a subscription plan to where you pay a monthly prorated rate. You go see whatever you're allotted for that. Or you do or you don't, whatever, just like a subscription for your TV at home. Because I think if not for something like that, we're already kind of moving into that, the kind of movie going, at least what's available. It's just going to end up being tentpole, features that are going to be available. Big action tentpole movies, superhero movies, movies that can bring in the box office that would be needed to warrant theatrical exhibition, essentially. So I think that this at least will hopefully, it will help. I assume that it's, similarly, like the Stubbs program or Regal has theirs, I believe. I don't remember who all has them. I know AMC is probably the most popular one. Ryan, you have the AMC one. But I would imagine, you had that post Movie Pass, and it seemed like you guys made it out to the theater pretty regularly when you had it, because it's like paying for a gym membership. I'm paying for this thing. I got to use it. So
yeah, it was really like, if you see 3 movies in 2 months, then it pays for itself plus. So
yeah. So I think it if anything, it just would make people more intentional on getting out to the theaters, whether it's Movie Pass or some other program. But what's up, Nani?
Hey, Nani. And Tony was here earlier. Hey, Tony.
No, just Nani. Hello, Nani. Just kidding. Hey, Tony.
Nobody puts Tony in the corner. All right. So we did mention.
It's not enough room. He's got Blu-rays in the corner. To button this conversation up for myself anyway, I would like to get out to the theater a little bit more here and there, but like whenever I was trying to watch movies last year, and I live, near theaters and such. I live near where the movies come, like all sorts of movies, but still, it was hard. I was hard pressed to find a place near me to play movies like Come On, and the French Dispatch was hard to find there for a little while. and what else? Licorice Pizza, and it was hard to find at first. So it was just it's just more and more of these theaters are just filling up with.
Well,
it's a whole theater full of just one movie. A lot of them, or one or two movies.
I mean, and you can't really blame them. I mean, they've got to put the things out that are going to bring people in. So,
but I think that's sad. That's what bringing people in, because I think they're mindless popcorn fest.
I know you do.
I think they're garbage.
Yeah.
So, anyway, Ryan, any thoughts before we move on? You look like you're really into it.
No.
Okay.
Zero. Zilch.
AMC pass until you die. I got you. All right. So we did mention Mission Impossible 7 cost nearly $300 million.
That's a lot of money.
This is a lot of money.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be all right.
I don't know, man. That's a lot of money for a movie. I'd have to look at like Box Office Mojo to kind of see what these films have raked in. I know they do enough to warrant sequels, but I don't think it's a franchise. I mean, this is the 7th one. I don't think it's one that's making more money every installment.
The first one made $457.7 million. The second one made $546.4 million. Fallout $811 million. Ghost Protocol $694.7, and it goes on from there. So
it goes higher.
I mean,
where did you start with? I can't remember.
Well, it started out roughly $460 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen. I saw like parts of the first one. Maybe I saw the whole. I don't remember.
Ghost Protocol was great. I think we mentioned that fairly recently, but since then.
But yeah, so then Fallout had $811 million, and then $695 million for Ghost Protocol.
So Fallout, I guess that's an uptick.
So they're basically going to. In the theater, if they follow that trend, they will more than likely fall even, because you got to double that for their marketing effort. That's usually what they do.
Yeah.
I don't know that they'll spend $300 million on marketing. Probably more like closer to 150, 200, but still,
that would be a lot of cheddar for marketing.
Yeah, it's crazy that's the budget. And I think the last one was, I think I read it was like 190-ish.
See the backpack and rope. My mom was, but we had fun. Sorry, Mom. That's great.
That's great.
Wish you had video of that. Would be funny.
I'm just picturing Nani just like falling off the railing of like a 2-story house.
And like inches within
Why
inches.
Why didn't you grab the rope?
Yeah. Like they have the water hose tied around her waist. Oh man. Good times. Well, she explains that she's super young when she was a kid, so that makes sense.
Her and Ryan, same boat.
Young man,
Super
look at
young.
my life. I know it's old man, but whatever. All right, so yeah, they pretty much go in that. So if you want to know the budgets, I wish we did too. I was let enough one in backpack, so it was so cool. Haha.
It went well the first time. You might as well try it again, right?
Please do not try it. We at CiNEMACHiNE cannot condone activities like that. If you do that on your own accord, fantastic.
This is true. Al's being our
lawyer, just
legal counsel.
So if you want to know the budget,
endorse.
Yeah. Okay, so this goes in order of the movies.
They all got smaller, right?
Yeah. 80 million, 120, 150, 145, 150, 178, and this one's 290.
No daring happening here.
No.
I'll set you straight.
Yes.
Yeah.
We like having houses.
We need
So-
look. Something goes wrong. We've only got 2 viewers, so
Yes.
that's a 50% drop off. It's hard to.
Yeah. More than that, Nani, we want you to be. Yeah. So I mean, and here. So yeah. So they went. So yeah, roughly 800, a little over 800 million for the last one that came out. So, but that was in 2018. So
That was
why?
during the end of Movie Pass. I remember it well.
Well, not
Ryan
only
and I
that,
were in San Francisco, and
trying to get into Lucasfilm, and
I was I was like, "Oh, Fallout came out this weekend," and then Movie Pass was like, "Nope."
yeah,
Can't
that was
do
the
that.
one where that was the one that really
Not
set
today.
things off.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the one that really set things off. But another thing that you have going against this movie making a lot of money is they're waiting a whole other year. So by the time it actually comes out, will people even
Movies
care?
will be back, baby.
I doubt it. But will people even care about the Mission Impossible movie is my point, because I'm sure there will be enough underwear movies out there to trump it, you know? So
I don't know. They went through whatever we looked up last time, 6 or 7 year drought between 3 and 4, and did just fine. I feel like it's a little different than
but no, I'm just saying, you know, kind of like some of the movies that we were waiting to come back from COVID and stuff. I mean, I think the best example of that is Tenet. Didn't really make the dent in the market as
It's
much as they
also
wanted it.
not a property. It's not an IP. So it's.
I don't think people.
based purely on.
Yeah, but
Nolan.
I don't think people have like. There's nobody old enough except. I mean, like talking about my parents' age that watched the original Mission Impossible stuff. It's not like people actually care
I
about.
don't know, man. Like,
I think
they've done
you're
pretty
wrong.
well.
Look at
like,
that. Look at that last box office return.
Yeah.
You read
I think
it off.
I think they just care about bang bang, things go boom on the screen. I don't think they care if it's Mission
well, sure.
Impossible.
I mean, but it's Tom Cruise, his big cast. Like, plus that, it'll be just
in
fine.
a world of.
But I don't think people care it's
turning
Mission
up,
Impossible. Is my point.
They do. That's why they turn up.
No,
Because
they
it's an
turn up
IP.
because of Bang Bang Boom, and they have somebody in there
Because
that they
it's
There's
like.
a lot of Bang
Impossible.
Bang Boom movies.
They're
in theaters
familiar
that
with
don't
the
do well.
property. They know the characters. They show up because they've
Honestly,
watched all the other ones.
No, I honestly don't think Mission Impossible is a big IP. I think that the person in it and the Bang Bang Boom. I don't think Mission Impossible is. This is not even like the old school Mission Impossible. This is more of like a James Bond Reacher kind of thing or whatever, Jack Reacher. So, yeah, this is not like an IP. I'm saying the original
If
IP
you're gonna
is
list
not popular.
Paramount's biggest IP, it would be right up there at the top, for sure.
Yeah,
Right underneath Transformers.
maybe.
If
I
I
don't
had
know.
to guess. And then Wayne's World under that.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. All right. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I just think people kind of get tired of waiting on these things, and then I think people just move on. Like we talk about all the time. There's just so many things out there that people get bored, and they're just like, "Oh, I forgot about it. Don't even care anymore." So,
I don't know.
plus, I mean, out of the blue, Transformers started losing money. So,
Well, they also got worse in
that's
quality
promising.
since the first one. But
Yeah,
this
yeah.
franchise has actually gotten better. So
Debatable.
Well, I want to play my favorite new game show. I want to play what's nominated for the Oscars this year.
all right, I'm gonna head out.
do we have to?
This is great. All right. Yes, Oscars have been announced. So here we go. All right. Best Picture. Tell me if you've seen these.
Faster, Al. Go faster.
Belfast,
Nope.
Coda,
times 2, times 4.
Coda.
Yes.
I know Brandon saw that. Don't Look Up,
Yes.
Drive My Car,
Nope.
Dune,
Yep.
King Richard,
Nope.
Licorice Pizza,
Yep.
Nightmare Alley. You saw Licorice Pizza?
Yeah, I've seen. No, I haven't.
I was about to say what? Yeah, I don't think they matter anymore, Nani. Nightmare Alley. The Power of the Dog.
Haven't seen it yet. The
And this
last
is
three
the
that you
one-
named, I do want to see, but
There's several in there I want to see.
And
well,
West Side.
Belfast. I heard Belfast is good too.
Yeah, I want to see Belfast and West Side Story.
I have not seen it. Not opposed to seeing it. I'm not averse to
Um,
musicals, but
Yeah, that movie looks poopy. The West Side Story movie. I have no need to see it. I actually like West Side Story, the original. That's the only like human musical I can handle. Belfast, I want to see. You only seen 2 of those.
And he owns all the movies in the world too.
yeah.
I think. Have you seen trailers at least for most of those guys?
Yeah, most of them. Mhm.
Okay, so out of those, what do you think is going to be best like movie of the year, like best picture?
Dune.
Dune.
That would be my pick.
I don't think it's going to win, but I think Power. I hear a lot of talk about Power of the Dog.
I think Drive My Car is going to win because that movie gets a lot of love. I'll say that. Hang on. I think Belfast is actually going to win. Drive My Car is going to be like a heated contender. You've seen 3? All right. Well, tell us who you think's going to win the movie. Don't bring that up until I tell you the directors, guys. We're getting into it. All right. Kenneth Branagh for Belfast.
Drive My Car is a foreign film. Yeah, it's going to win.
Razuki Hamaguchi, Drive My Car. Paul Thomas Anderson, Licorice Pizza. Jane Campion, The Power of the Dog, and Steven Spielberg, West Side Story. I think that again, a lot of people are raving over PTA and Licorice Pizza. It was okay. It's worth watching, but it's okay. And I do love him. I think he's a great director. But I don't think he's gonna win. Huh?
Cat.
What?
Screwed over. Yep.
Screwed over, yeah.
So, all right. I think Kenneth Branagh is going to take that one too. I think Belfast is going to take both director and movie picture. All right, best actor: Javier Bardem for Being the Ricardos, Benedict Cumberbatch for Power of the Dog, Andrew Garfield, Tick Tick Boom, Will Smith, King Richard, Denzel Washington, The Tragedy of Macbeth.
The only one that I've really heard hype for out of these would be Garfield for Tick Tick Boom.
Yeah.
I like him. So, that's a movie that I would see based on his involvement in it. I know
If
it's a
Will
musical.
Smith ever wins for Best Actor, did he win for Ali? I can't remember.
No, he didn't. He hasn't won anything yet.
Good, because he's terrible. He's
Okay.
awful. He is. He's awful. I just don't think he's good.
I was in rare form tonight.
He's just awful.
He wants to release the air cut.
Like when he
He's a
tries to
great guy.
cry on screen, it's just like, oh my god, he's acting. Ugh, it's terrible. Like you can just see him acting, you don't feel it. He does that thing where he shakes a lot until tears start pouring out. Being the Ricardos is very, very good. So is Tick Tick Boom. You know, the Being the Ricardos, my mom was a big Lucy fan, and she was very excited about that. She said she had turned it off within the first 10 minutes because the language was too much for her and my grandma.
Ooh.
So I don't know anything other than that.
Earmuffs, Al's mom.
Yeah. All right. Best actress: Jessica Chastain, The Eye of Tammy Faye; Olivia Colman, The Lost Daughter, which I hear a lot of really good things about; Penelope Cruz, Parallel Mothers; Nicole Kidman, Being the Ricardos; Kristen Stewart, Spencer. What do you think?
Was she good in Tammy Faye?
Yeah, she was good. I don't.
Still need to watch that one.
I think Kristen Stewart's going to.
I can't really speak onto any of them except for Eyes of Tammy Faye, but if I had to go with my gut, I would say Olivia Colman's already won what was it? Supporting. They may give it to her. But yeah, Kristen Stewart, a lot of accolades coming from
Yeah, I
that
think
film.
I don't care about the story of the royal family. I just don't have any affinity. I just don't care. Sad what happened to Princess Diana, of course, but it's just not my thing. But I did. This is on Hulu now. If anybody wants to watch it,
Added to my list last
I
night.
do want to see the movie. Everybody says she's good. She is a fairly decent actress when she's in a good role, but whenever you can tell when she's mailing it in, like the big popcorn movies, I don't think she cares to be in. I think she's kind of like and the only reason I liken her to this Robert Pattinson. She's like him. Like sometimes he mails it in, but most times he's really good. I think they both want kind of like street cred at this point because I think they're still trying to work off their Twilight days. Best supporting actor. You know what? Do we need to go through them?
I don't think we need to do any of them.
No. Let's do screenplay. Belfast, Don't Look Up, King Richard, Licorice Pizza, The Worst Person in the World.
The Worst Person in the World. We'll go with that one.
Licorice Pizza is going to win that one. Adapted screenplay. Dune, Drive My Car, Coda, Lost Daughter, Power of the Dog. I don't know. Dune will win something like technical. I think Dune will win technical awards.
Best Picture.
But I mean, yeah, Villeneuve's not in there. Whatever. So, all right. Well, that's my Oscar game, guys. Thanks for playing.
Can't wait till next year.
Great. Thank you, Al.
And we're back. All right. So that was fun. I like games, guys.
I guess.
I mean, I don't know why when it's something that makes me happy, it makes you sad.
It doesn't make me sad. I just don't know half the movies.
You were happy during that?
You didn't seem very happy. That's true.
I was. Thank you, 90G.
I know why your therapist quit on you. You're a tough nut to crack.
She was doing Sudoku while I was telling her my deepest.
What are you writing over there? Don't worry about
it. Yeah, doing a watercolor. All right, so you're both fans of the old Mad Max Fury Road, correct? Ryan,
yeah.
Did you like this movie? I know Brandon loved this movie.
I liked it. Yeah.
Brandon, you watched this quite a few times when it first came out, right?
In theaters? No, I saw it once. So
no. I'm saying in theaters. I know we saw it together, but the one time. But didn't you watch it a couple times when you got it on home?
No, not really. I mean, I've seen it probably 3 times total.
Fine, I'm wrong. Did you ever watch the silver and black or whatever it was, black and white edition, basically?
No, I bet Tony at least owns it though. It was a separate release, so
yeah,
after it came out after I'd already bought it. I ain't one of those people. I ain't a Tony. I buy it once, unless it's Lord of the Rings. I only buy it once.
Chrome, that's what it was. Did you watch that, Tony? Because I don't know. People tend to like. I've heard mixed reviews on the Chrome edition. I've never watched it myself, but I'm not opposed to watching it. So
why do you ask?
One time, the cast. Now, okay, let me ask you: did you like the cast of Mad Max? Did you feel like it was cast correctly?
Yeah, I mean, I would have loved Mel Gibson to be there, and that was the original intention. But things happen.
Well, at one time, Rihanna and Eminem were considered for Mad Max Fury Road.
That would have been something.
Yo, man, I'm driving.
Could I have done a more crude Photoshop?
Oh, you did this? Why is her neck so long?
It's Alicia Vikander from Tomb Raider
Yeah,
poster.
Tomb Raider.
Oh my god. Yeah, the Eminem one's funny. Oh wow. 90G
Nice.
has 4
I
Loter.
wonder how many Tony has. Well, I have 6.
Yeah.
That's probably less than he actually has.
You think Tony's like 4 peasants?
Yeah.
I have 400. And that box set. It's gonna sell 90G. So yeah, so this would have been a I don't think this movie would be celebrated if this were the case. So I'm just gonna put it out there.
I can't imagine.
Did you
I just
watch
can't imagine it.
Battleship with Rihanna?
I certainly can't imagine it. That is true.
Do you remember those trailers of that movie Battleship with Rihanna? Like it was
I remember the trailer. Yeah, I never saw the
Oof.
movie.
Yowzers, guys.
Yeah, that's one of those. Was George Miller? I guess he was. It was his book that it came out of. He was. I mean, I don't. Other than let's capitalize on
Chris is a big
popular
Battleship fan. Huge.
pop stars.
So how would you?
Chris
have
is
felt
always
if
Chris is always commenting from the Facebook. I love it.
how would you have felt if Eminem or old Mad Max himself? I don't know. I'm not an Eminem fan. Did you guys
I hope
watch?
they were
8 Mile?
envisioning it as like a rap
We need
musical. That would have been amazing.
We need a ticker for every time Al says, "I'm not a insert person fan" or insert property fan.
And the ticker would be going wild.
Where's Britt? Britt, get us one of those.
He can set it up.
So, yeah. So, I don't know. I don't understand the appeal of Eminem still. But in 8 Mile, I did watch 8 Mile, and I didn't understand the excitement around that movie. People really lost their minds over that movie, and that one song,
Spaghetti.
the spaghetti. Yeah. So anyway, whatever. In much happier, great, fantastic news,
Fantastic.
Fox acquires the rights to Gumby universe. So does this mean that Disney acquired the rights to the Gumby?
Yeah, I don't know. That was.
It's a slow news week.
I think this is exciting, personally.
Okay.
Explain.
I loved Gumby.
Of course you do, Al. Explain.
I loved Gumby, and I loved Davy and Goliath. I loved this stuff. It's
I liked
harmless.
Gumby too. I mean, it's.
I've always thought Justin Timberlake looked like Gumby in the face, but nobody else seems to understand why I say that.
Yeah.
Wonder why.
And he also kind of sounds like him when he talks. But yeah, I mean, I had friends in high school that named their bands after Pokey, and I don't know. I can't say that I'm excited to see what they do with this, because I have a feeling they'll just try to like put Gumby in the real world and stuff like that, and have the blockheads, had the plastic figures.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know what they're gonna do with this.
I have a feeling they're gonna put Gumby in the real world. That's clippable as well.
You know what I mean? Like
Are you nervous about it?
Like people no, I'm not. They have people at the mall or something, and Gumby's walking by or something. Like they're gonna try to be super cute about it or whatever. I don't know.
This is the IP Al can get behind.
Yeah, this is an IP. This here is an IP, guys. Now that is an IP.
Oh man. I'd love to see all the failed businesses you would start.
Just because it makes a lot of money doesn't mean it's good.
I know.
So just because, look, it doesn't mean it has any kind of like staying power. Do you really think that in, I don't know, 20 or 30 years, people will still be like, man, remember those Transformer
Remember
movies?
Gumby?
People are still talking about Gumby. Gumby's like 60, 70 years old. People are
Yeah,
gonna be
I do think they'll talk about Transformers. I don't think they're going to talk about Gumby.
not
But that's just me.
Transformers, the Transformer
I
current.
also think they'll
Transformers
talk about Mission Impossible.
Nah, I don't know. I just don't think things have staying power like they used to. I just don't believe
think
they do.
I agree with you, kind of. I agree, and I've said this before, but I think that
That's them saying Ryan agreed too much with Al last week. We can't have this. We had a talk.
I think that because of the oversaturation, things don't have staying power, and that's everywhere. Not just that's movies,
But
music.
I just don't think things have story anymore. You know, like as much. Like, I don't know. I mean, you were talking about Wayne's World earlier. Wayne's World has staying power. You know, it's a comedy, and like Tommy Boy stuff like that. But then you have movies like the great epics like Apocalypse Now and The Godfather, like we were talking about last week. Godfather is just a rite of passage for a lot of kids, but they're mostly sons with their dads and stuff. James Bond, staying power. But I don't believe
Even-
most things nowadays is going to be talked about in the future. Same thing with music. I mean, good God, if you looked at the best songs, like songs and artist of the year this year for the Grammys, it's rough. it's like,
Well, again, I just think it's compiled with oversaturation and just not having things that are going to just because that's part of the whole thing that makes anything, whether it's nostalgic or have any sort of lasting power, is repeatability and not a lot of things to compete with. All those movies that we hold in high regard from when we grew up, that's all we had. We watched them on repeat over and over and over, and they just got ingrained in us. And we don't do that now with new movies, no matter how good they are. I know that you said that movies aren't as good, but I disagree.
They're
There
not.
are bad movies. There are bad movies back then. You go back and watch them. Oh, this isn't that great.
yeah, there's bad
But-
movies of every generation, but I'm just saying, take the year 1989 or 1990. You'll never have another year like those years for the release of movies. That is like the childhood of most people nowadays. Those 2 years in general. I mean, it's
It's
amazing
your
the movies that were released in just those 2 years. And I don't think you'll ever have, like, now it's like, I don't know, you have like I don't know, for every 200 movies, you might have one like that kind of stands out as like, wow, that's a classic. But back then it was like, wow, almost every weekend you had like a classic being released. So it's crazy. And they have staying power, like movies that people watch on repeat nowadays that are finding nowadays, and they still think they're like classics. Not because of nostalgia. I'm talking about brand
I don't
new
think so.
young people. So
I don't know. Like what?
I mean,
What are new moviegoers, new generations of kids?
mhm. I mean, did you watch those
Finding-
kids on YouTube that are watching? When I say kids, I mean like they're like 20 to, I don't know, 25 years old. It may be even younger than that, but they're watching movies from 89, 9, well, I mean, just 80s and 90s in general. But I'm just referencing those. Like, I mean, I don't know.
I guess
I mean,
this is all anecdotal because I don't see
it's
it.
not. No, there's people watching these movies all the time on there, and they freaking love them. I mean, Beetlejuice. You got Die
Yeah, but-
Hard.
I'm not saying they don't like them. I'm saying that they don't put them on a pedestal like the people that grew up watching them do. Like
A
they're,
lot of
oh yeah,
people do.
they're not gonna. Maybe
of
they
people do.
do. I just don't see it though. I don't see or hear people talking about it.
Oh yeah, I mean, like my nephew, for instance, he references like without anybody asking him to. He went back, unlike you, and watched all the Indiana Jones movies. Nobody, one of his friends at school was talking about it, and he said, "I've never watched the Indiana Jones movies. they sound fun. So he went and watched them on his own and loved every single one of them. And he talks about them all the time. So, I mean, I'm just saying, and he's 17. Well, at the time he was 15. So, I mean,
I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that do. Like, I just don't know, like, if that translates to like move like a massive societal thing.
well, I'm just saying, I don't think that, like, for instance, I don't think you're going to have a big swath of people in 20, 30 years in the same regard talking about like a Godfather or you know, I don't know, an Indiana Jones or whatever like that. I don't think you're going to have them still talking about, they might reference, but I don't think they'll still have that hardcore passion for fill in the blank of a movie nowadays. You know, like all these Marvel movies and stuff. I don't feel like those will have lasting like staying power because the
I don't know
CG
about
will date itself.
I think that you're outside of that bubble of people that enjoy those movies, so you either don't want them to or you just don't see it yourself because you don't enjoy them. But they, especially the big tentpole ones like Avengers,
Iron
especially
Man,
Infinity
that kind of
War and Endgame, those will be held in high regard. But yeah, I mean, some of the toss away ones that came and went, no, but there are still ones that will have lasting power. They're few and far between. I'm not going to say that.
I'm saying they won't have the. I'm not saying they won't have lasting. I'm saying they won't have the same. They won't be held in the same regard as an Indiana Jones
because all of those people will be dead that held those movies in high regard. So
those will be the classics.
It's over.
People like, remember when people told stories instead of just had boom boom pop? People be talking about Don't Look Up in 20 years
next year.
No, no, no. That one's a definite. We can all agree on that.
Well, you haven't seen it, but I have.
I don't need to know that. I don't need to. I know what the movie's about, and it's so in the now that I think people are trying to forget now as much as they can. Like the last couple years, like everybody's just like zap me and make me forget. So, all right.
I agree. I won't talk about it. I enjoyed the movie though.
So Gumby though,
I'm not saying
by Fox.
Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do with it. I don't see how they're gonna make this any more entertaining than the original Gumby.
This last 15 minutes of conversation.
But no, I don't know. I don't see how they are planning on making a lot of money off of Gumby. I mean,
yeah, I don't either. But I mean, I don't know. That's a show I haven't watched it in many years, but I did love it when I was a kid.
Yeah, I loved it. That and Davy and Goliath. But I tell you what, I went back and watched some of the Davy and Goliath. And it's a slow burn. All right. So you guys want to talk about some trailers?
One thing that I did want to touch upon, we can do it just real quickly, is where is it? That I thought was cool to see. Dane DeHaan's going to be in Nolan's next movie, and I like Dane DeHaan a lot, so I'm glad to see
Kind
that
of fell off a little bit, didn't he?
Yeah, apparently he's been doing some TV stuff.
I've seen him in
two
movies, and I didn't like him in either of them.
Yeah,
he was in a Quibi movie, a show or whatever it was.
That worked out.
Yeah, could have been one.
Yeah.
No, I obviously I love him in Chronicle. I thought he was really good in Lawless. But yeah, he did that Valerian movie, which
hey, I don't remember.
I didn't see it. It looked visually
Valerian,
cool, but
that was the one I saw.
Didn't like it. But yeah,
classic.
So yeah, I mean, I'm glad to see that he's going to be joining up this cast because it's a good cast, and he's like, people often say he's like a poor man's Leo, and I can see as far as his look, he definitely does look like a young
I
Leo.
work the comb and my manservant.
Yeah, not the best Harry Osborn. I'll give you that. But yeah, cool to see. So,
Welcome
you
back,
have-
Dane DeHaan.
if you have anything you'd like to add, that's fine. You're welcome to. You guys
So
got
trailers.
a vendetta against you. Do you not like Dane
I have
DeHaan?
nothing
Al?
against him. I have nothing against him.
Just another ticker.
I have nothing against him at all. I liked him in Chronicle, but I'm having a hard time placing him in anything else that I've seen.
Yeah. Did you see
Um,
Lawless?
Yeah, I did see that, but again, the only thing I remember in that movie is the old lady in the rocking chair that made me giggle so much I had to walk out of the theater. There was no reason for me to giggle. I just got the giggles, and I was like, I'm ruining this movie for everybody, so I had to walk out.
Shia LaBeouf and Tom Hardy worked out of my gym in Peachtree City when they were making that movie. Shia LaBeouf would come into the gym every day in skinny jeans, a button-down shirt, his hair slicked back, and a handkerchief hanging out of his back pocket. Work out.
Nice.
Shia
That's what all trainers tell you to wear, I think. Whatever works, man, I guess. I don't know. All right. So, Ryan, out of the 475 trailers, how many did you watch? One?
One.
So we got a
I
text.
wasn't
earlier.
lying.
I cannot commit to watching all these trailers.
My phone was like, ting, 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 ting.
I said trailers incoming.
Yeah, you did.
I
warned you.
Unsubscribe.
All right. So The Shining Girls. I did not watch this for obvious reasons. Go ahead, Brandon.
Well, it
Al
looks
loves
like every
Elizabeth
other.
Moss.
Yeah,
It looks like every other Elizabeth Moss movie, if I'm honest.
where she's,
Yeah, I think
where
Lee
she's
Wynell
panicked.
said this. Lee Wynell said he doesn't understand why she keeps doing these. He directed her in Invisible Man. He's like, she loves torture. Like, she just loves playing that type of character and being in misery.
Good for her, I guess.
This is another one.
Everybody's got their kinks.
So
Al, you might get along with her.
maybe she likes to listen to Halloween soundtrack. All right.
Yeah.
Is this an Apple TV thing? I don't know.
could be. I don't know. I can find out, but there's a lot. I mean, yeah, it is Apple TV. Apple TV keeps putting out new trailers like more than anyone, it seems, as of late. So I mean, they have to because they don't have IP to stream besides their own stuff. So I guess it's good that they're starting to do that because when they first launched, it was not the case.
A lot of rumors are swirling. I don't know how true it is. I doubt it's true at all because they've swirled before, but a lot of rumors are swirling that Apple's going to buy one of the big streamers like a Netflix or a Hulu or something. So we'll see. I know Hulu's owned by Disney, right?
Yeah.
So we shall see.
Interesting.
Because that was
Yeah,
a big
maybe-
rumor right when Apple came out that they were going to, right before they came out with Apple TV Plus, that they were going to buy Netflix. And they did not.
They probably
all right.
got an early screening of Hubie Halloween.
Dude, I got that screener, yeah. Shining Veil. I didn't watch this one either. It didn't look entertaining.
This
Terrible.
I know that you always think the worst out of everything, but
Most stuff is terrible.
obviously, this is. I don't know what to make of
Spit
this.
it out, Brandon.
I don't know what to make. It's like there are like shining.
A lot of
The
British
Shining, I know
accents in this one.
I put these back to back because they're
Can't
both
understand it.
shining something, but they have lots of shining references and props and.
Well, they're at a bar right there.
Yeah, they're at like the whatever at the Overlook, whatever the
Hotel.
bar's called, the Gold Room,
Mhm.
or they're at a room that resembles it,
Yeah.
and then there's
I
like
can-
the
yeah, I can
shining.
And they have the whiskey on the bar and everything. Same thing.
Yeah, the shining carpet
I think it's
is
whiskey,
on
I don't
is
know.
the curtains, the drapes.
Mm-hmm.
That pattern is on there, and then they have some other things I can't remember. But yeah, I was like, because I thought it was just happened to have Shining in the title for some reason, but then there's like these little and it's a comedy. It's gonna be on Stars.
Strike
but I was just surprised that
and it has
actually
her
had
new
ties.
face. Strike 3. Her face is so disturbing to look at because she used to be such a pretty lady. She has
Who is it?
Courtney Cox.
Gotcha.
She has gouged her face so badly.
I was gonna text Ryan before the show and bet money that you were gonna bring that up. I should have. I would have got some money.
Ryan wouldn't have taken that bet.
I wouldn't have taken that bet.
Yeah, no, that's true.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. I didn't think it looked something that I would watch, but the Shining stuff just surprised me. Like,
So Ryan just said, "I'm gonna watch this one." I said, I actually looked through all of them. I was like, not watching that one. Not watching that one. I did watch the Adam Project, but it was right before you sent all these. So the Adam Project.
I didn't know anything about this until it was that little blurb in the 2022 preview they put out last week. Apparently they just screened this today before releasing the trailers to a lot of critics and internet personalities, and it's been going over like gangbusters with them type of folk. But yeah, watching the trailer, I'm interested. I mean, I like Sean Levy. I think he's got a good sensibility when it comes to like these like blockbustery family driven type movies. And the cast, I like the cast. So it's a cool premise. It seems like a lot of people keep saying that it hits you in the feels unexpectedly when it comes to family type relationships. So I'm all about that. I dig it. So
yeah,
trailer looked cool.
I probably won't watch this. It doesn't look bad or anything. It just doesn't look like my thing, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Ryan, did you watch this?
Nope.
All right.
Check it out though.
So
Well, you should, because it looks good.
We're gonna hold the one that Ryan held didn't.
Maybe don't watch the trailer because it comes out in a couple weeks. So just watch it blind.
Good idea, Brandon. Good idea.
The Dropout.
Yeah, I think it.
Did you watch the Dropout? Oh, I'm sorry. The Last Days of Ptolemy Gray.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah. Another Sam L. It seems like I was
sad. The dude is like 70 something years old, and they have to put old makeup on him to make him look old.
That's not sad. That's good for him.
I'm just saying, like, where nobody ages like this guy. Him and Jeff Goldblum age like a fine wine. Yeah, it's crazy.
Paul Rudd, they're all the same. They're drinking the baby's blood.
I have no interest in this movie, to be honest with you. But
it started off interesting, and then it got like same.
I felt like I saw the whole movie in the trailer, and it feels like it's going to be a little preachy. So,
yeah,
I don't know. That's not my thing. But this is Apple TV, right?
That one is. Yep. Another Apple TV project.
Yeah, I just feel like
this is another, and it's got Walton Goggins in it, which was like, oh, it always perked my ears up a little bit.
And it's a Hateful Eight reunion.
Yeah, they were so great in Hateful Eight together. But it's not that kind of movie. So another instance where, I mean, I'm not trying to say that Walton Goggins can't be used in anything serious, but anytime I see Walton Goggins, I really want him just to be Walton Goggins.
Baby Billy.
Yeah, his teeth are funny. To me,
he's just funny in general. The way he walks is funny.
It's super pigeon-toed.
All right, so the Dropout.
Yes,
I like Amanda Seyfried. I don't care to see this movie though. I understand the story. I watched that documentary. I forget the name of it all the time, but you actually introduced me to that, Brandon. You and Melissa, and it was a good documentary, but I feel like I've seen enough of this story and I'm done with it.
Yeah, this is kind of not exactly the same as like the Tiger King type stuff that they're doing in terms of the movies or series or whatever. This one definitely could be good, but yeah, I mean, the documentary was so well done, and you have such, because the cameras were around 24/7, similarly as like they were in Tiger King, you get so much from the documentary that there's not really much they can add to it, or not to, not that I'm aware they could, but
Yeah.
sure they will. But
Amanda says, "Hold my beer."
She go to jail. So the thing is that did you feel in this trailer that they were trying to make her too personable or actually have a personality period? Because remember, she was like a blank slate. Like she was just kind of like cardboard in that documentary. And apparently she did that on purpose. From what I've read about her, and she'll talk like those and stuff. So
yeah, well, that was, I mean, that came later. I feel like the stuff that they showed of her when she was pre, the CEO and trying to get funding for this. Yeah, I think, but she did have, and they talk about like her little Yoda quote and things like that. Like she did have that kind of stuff, like in the, like on the walls and stuff. But I don't know. I mean, I think that they'll use that, whether it's accurate or not, they'll use that to kind of show this facade that she put on to try and make herself something that she wasn't.
Yeah.
Like the voice changing and that kind of thing. Wearing the turtlenecks all the time. So, but I mean, I think that it's weird because they have this coming out, and then Jennifer Lawrence has also got a project adapting the same story. I can't remember who's doing it, but everything comes in twos. I think Joseph Gordon-Levitt is doing a Jim Jones cult leader thing, and we talked about the Leo DiCaprio one that's coming out as well. Like they always have like two of everything that comes out in Hollywood.
Yeah, he's been kind of missing lately, Joseph Gordon-Levitt. That show that he did on Apple TV Plus, they canceled it. Like it was like dead on arrival. Like nobody.
Yeah,
I mean, it was pretty bad off. And I think he created that show or something.
He did. Yeah. I never got to watch it, but it looked interesting. And I think he was on Marin, and I listened to that interview, and just hearing them talk about it, I was like, yeah, this could be good. Sounds cool. But I just never got around to watching it. Just like a lot of things. Time. No time.
All right. So did you watch
Ryan?
Cheaper by the Dozen? Oh, man. Jurassic World.
I watched Cheaper by the Dozen.
That's the one you watched.
Yeah.
I only have time to watch one of these trailers.
Yeah. Which one's the shortest?
I watched this. I'm excited. I talked about this. Well, anytime we brought it up, I am excited for this movie, and I'm excited that it's going to be, off like any kind of like a la Nublar or whatever, any kind of like, typical scenario that we've always had these movies in. So, because I am the person that loved the San Diego sequence in The Lost World. Like that was like, holy crap. Like I thought the movie was over, and then it was like, 25 minutes more movie in San Diego. So having that, fish out of water type story could be fun, and it looks fun, and I like seeing the characters back.
I enjoyed the Chris Pratt and Blue stuff at the beginning. I really didn't like the last one, so I hope this is better.
Yeah, and I remember I was indifferent on it. I remember rewatching it recently with Luna, and it was stock up for me. But
Interesting.
Was it stock up because you watched it with her and her reaction to it helped you, or was it stock up because you actually liked it more?
It's probably a little bit of both. I did appreciate, like, it does have a lot of like cool Jurassic Park moments in it. So that I didn't give it credit for.
When the dinosaur winks at the camera. Wink.
The serial killer dinosaur.
Wink, wink. This is going to happen. Wink it, wink it. The best part of that movie is when they're down in the water with that, like when they're at the very beginning. It's the best part of that movie. I was like, wow, that's pretty good. And then it just kind of went downhill from there. But
Yeah, I mean-
World was good. It was pretty good. Other than the kid that knew how to work a Jeep all of a sudden. I know everything about this Jeep. Haven't mentioned anything about Jeeps this whole movie. But I know everything about this Jeep. So,
Well, he's a smart kid. Kids are
Yeah.
smart these days, Al.
I'm telling you.
They grow up on their
Tell you
iPads
what.
and their tablets and their TikToks, and they learn things.
They learn everything.
Grow up on their TikToks.
Do a dance move. All right. Cheaper by the dozen. Did you watch this?
I actually
So-
didn't finish this trailer because I dog-eared it to show to Luna because she loves the first two movies. She just likes to put them on.
She likes the 1950 version. Wow.
well,
First one.
the Steve Martin ones.
So
First one's good.
I don't understand what they're saying about this, because Cheaper by the Dozen is about a family that actually has 12 kids. It's not about a family that brings 5 kids. It's not the Brady Bunch. And also Yours, Mine, and Ours. Yours, Mine, and Ours is the story where they bring their families together. And so that's what I don't understand, why they're using the Cheaper by the Dozen.
It's probably because that's the
Title.
one Disney owns. If I had to
Probably.
guess.
But and also they only have
And-
10 kids in this. So I understand the parents, that makes the dozen. But in the original, my mom likes these movies. That's why I know all this stuff. We used to watch these a lot when I was a kid. And Yours, Mine, and Ours was a Lucy thing. So but yeah, I mean, this is Yours, Mine. This is the story of Yours, Mine, and Ours. I don't care to watch this. I did send this over to my mom and sisters. They were like, it could be good. I don't know. But I just have no need to watch it.
These movies, most of these
I like the
original
movies, Steve
movies
Martin.
that come out on Disney Plus have a very direct to video feel from back in the day.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
the ones that, like, Lion King 2.5 or any of those like movies
Yeah.
that came out that didn't go theatrical. They just like put them out. So they, similarly to like Home Sweet Home Alone, all these movies that just have a very TV movie feel to them. So
Just-
and I didn't, like I said, I started this and I was like, I'm going to wait and watch this with Luna. And then I just haven't
Don't spoil it.
gotten around to it yet. So I can only watch it once. So I actually have to close my eyes for the first half.
All right. Lightyear. I didn't watch this one because the teaser they put out. I have no interest in this personally.
Yeah. Ryan, I'm guessing you didn't watch this.
Nope.
Nope.
Ryan's doing his taxes right now.
That's right.
So,
Yeah, I watched it. I mean, I'm interested in it. I like it. I'll watch anything Pixar does. I just don't see kids being interested as much in this besides the Lightyear name, but in terms of like, it's not the character that they recognize from the show or from the movies. So
yeah.
it seems more adult. They have this like cute little cat that's going to be his like, little,
Ryan's
have the
planning
cute
his next
vector.
root canal. What are you talking about? Ryan's like, hey man, anything more fun than this?
This is a hell of a night for me. I got to play the Oscars game. Talk about much trailers.
Ryan's like, glad I showed up. Nobody
Oh,
talked about
man.
my haircut tonight. Dang it.
But yeah, so I just don't know.
back.
I don't know how it's going to resonate with kids, but I'm sure it'll do well. So it's an interesting take in terms of what they're doing in an in-universe character that the Toy Story Buzz Lightyear is based off of.
I don't even think that person. I mean, I don't know. The whole Toy Story thing is like fun and cutesy, and it is Tim Allen and so on and so forth. This is just strange. This is similar to the Buzz Lightyear cartoon where they changed the voice. They tried to keep it cutesy and everything, but it didn't work because Tim Allen is that character. That voice is.
Yeah, but what I'm
synonymous.
saying is it's an interesting take to do a movie.
Just look at
that's
Ryan right now.
about-
Just he looks like the kid that got in trouble. Like, just let me go. Like he's sitting at the table, like I don't want to eat broccoli.
We just had it 3 days ago.
Ryan is Al when people ask us Snyder questions in the chat now. Just
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
get one of those.
speaking, yeah.
No. Well, we can move on.
Ryan
Oh.
Ryan left.
He's gone. Devices not connected. Well, if he comes back, this next trailer may be one that he watched. I sent it to y'all, not in the big overload of trailers.
Yeah.
There he is.
Let's wait for the fella.
Come back to us, Ryan.
Ryan, did you watch the Men trailer? Just Men trailer?
No, I literally watched one of these trailers.
But this
and we
was
already
sent
talked
the other
about it.
day.
I sent this a few days ago.
Yeah, I know. Didn't watch this one.
All right.
So it doesn't matter if you dump them all at one time or yeah. I'm interested in this. It doesn't look as good. It doesn't have me hooked as much as the other trailers.
Well, it's got a we did this during lockdown feel to it.
Yeah. We went in the
similar
woods,
to,
made a
like,
fan film.
Demonic, like very like close quarters, one person's in this movie, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and they use that to their advantage, I guess. But like, and I've like I said, I haven't seen Devs, but I did really appreciate and love everything that Garland's done prior to that, or everything that I've seen, specifically Ex Machina and Annihilation. And he wrote Judge Dredd, which I liked. So I'm interested in this movie for sure, just based on him. But apparently the girl that stars in this movie is nominated in something for an Oscar this year. I can't remember what it is.
Well, let's go through the list again. We'll find out.
But yeah, I'm interested for sure.
Ryan, he's interested for sure. He's
Cool.
He's
cool.
interested.
If Brandon's interested, I'm interested.
I know you are. It's just given. Yeah, I'm interested. However, like I said, I'm not as hooked as I was with his other projects. So Alex Garland. Firestarter. Did you guys see the original Firestarter with Drew Barrymore?
Yeah, I made a slide for this, but I guess I didn't export it. Gosh, there were so many. Sorry. I failed you guys.
It's all right.
Give me my lashes.
Now you have to watch one of my movies.
No, I haven't.
You have
I
to
know
listen to
it's
the
a Stephen
Halloween
King
soundtrack
thing.
as you go to bed tonight. That's your punishment. So the original Firestarter movie, kind of poltergeist-ish.
Yeah.
But I don't know that it has the
Seemed very like
fanfare.
a mix between some sort of like grounded superhero movie, like what was the one this that Gunn produced that came out a few years ago, Ryan?
That Superman
The
thing?
Boy. It was a Superman parallel type story. You know what I'm talking about?
The gun thing.
Yeah.
Brightburn.
Brightburn. Yeah. It's like a mix between that and what was the not Midnight Mass, but my brain. You know, the one.
He worked really hard to get his internet working before the show.
Yeah, he was on phone with Elon.
What was the movie, the like grounded superhero movie with Michael?
Don't help him, Ryan.
Batman Begins.
Don't help him.
The
Let's just
Batman.
watch this. Come on,
Dark
Ryan,
Knight.
stop. Let's just watch this. Let's just watch.
It would be great if a fly landed on his head right there.
Yeah. Let's just watch this.
It has midnight
happens
in the
if-
title.
Years of
trying
listening
not
to
to look
Creed
it up.
does to your brain.
Let's just not know, man. Um,
All right. So what's coming
Midnight
out this
Special.
week?
Midnight Special.
It's
That was
series
it,
like
right?
with Midnight Special with who's in that?
Oh, eesh.
Yeah, it was Midnight Special. Michael Shannon, Joel Edgerton. Yep. Got it.
Brandon didn't
Nailed
think
it.
of that.
First
He'd
try.
be in bed like 1 o'clock in the morning. Wake up, Midnight Special.
Melissa's like, God damn.
I'll go live. Guys,
Uh,
figured it out. Thanks for tuning in. Subscribe. CiNEMACHiNE.com.
You're on your phone in your bed.
Yeah.
all right.
Shirtless.
Yeah. I don't know.
Hey guys, Brandon here. My
wife is asleep, but I figured it out. The dog crawls up beside me. What are you doing up?
He's talking about
Dog.
movies.
Her head's this big. This is what she looks like.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know that this is one that people will rush out to see.
Yes, Firestarter. That trailer started off strong for me and then kind of fell into this TV movie area production wise.
Mhm.
So probably won't see it personally.
Yeah. Can't say I'm a big fan of the original, but I'm not the biggest. Like, I would say the majority of Stephen King adaptations are terrible because you can't film somebody doing cocaine as much as he did writing his books. So, yeah, it's pretty insane.
You can. Sure
There
you
was
can do it.
mountains of it. There were mountains of it. If you actually read it,
You can film it.
you can now with digital cards. All right. So what you guys been watching? Same thing again?
All right,
Yeah,
Samsung.
I haven't. I haven't watched anything new besides Gemstones and Ozark. We're about 3 episodes left with
What'd you
Ozark.
think about that?
Ryan, I don't tell me anything. I really hope that the brother eats it. The brother of what's her name?
Yeah, I got you. How far in are you?
Name. We have like 3 episodes left of season 3.
Gotcha.
We just saw the episode where the therapist, Al's therapist, quits. If you know what I'm saying. Is forced to quit.
Yeah, it gets.
And
I remember the last 2 episodes being really good.
I hope so. I've honestly, this season has been not as good as the first 2 for me. Like I hate the brother character. He's so annoying.
It's definitely a backloaded. The memorable moments I have are definitely on the back end.
Yeah. There's a lot of convenience this season with some of the story too.
I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah. And then
It's about to get good.
And then what's the old lady's name? Not Dolores. What's the poppy field lady? That killed her husband.
Yeah, Darlene.
Darlene and Wyatt hooking up. Disgusting.
Yes, it is.
She's like, I looked her up online.
There's a lot of
She's
disgusting in that show.
She's 70 years old and he's 22, I think.
You should watch the movie Harold and Maude.
I'm good. I'm good.
He's getting his fix right now.
That was like, and they have an actual like sex scene with the 2 of them. I was like, surely they won't shoot a sex scene with these 2. Oh yeah.
Oh god. Oh no. No.
What show is this? I'm just kidding.
Asking for friends.
We found Al's kink.
Yeah.
Now, if you like that kind of thing, watch Harold and Maude. It will freak you out, man.
It did remind me, and I assume
sweet little
you remember
story.
in The Office when they have that parody with Jack Black, and
with Cloris Leachman.
Yeah, similar to that.
Yeah, dude. The way that season ends is, it's good.
I hope so. I really hope so.
It's one of those where
and
you're
then
like
Righteous
pissed
Gemstones.
that you gotta wait for the for the next season to come out.
So that tells you everything you need to know. I thought you were talking about Righteous Gemstones that whole time. I really did.
What'd you think about I always forget her name. What's her name? Baby Billy's girlfriend in this episode.
Aunt Tiffany.
Yeah, Tiffany.
He's so great.
He's like,
She's great.
You think maybe
Beans.
he's still out getting the Funyuns and he's gonna come back with all the Funyuns?
Oh, she's so like that. God, that those characters, man, they're all so.
I would
hilarious.
love to be in the writer's room, like as they're coming up with these people. Like it's so...
I cannot. I know I showed you. If anybody's watching Righteous Gemstone, what's up?
Hello.
If you're watching Righteous Gemstones and you know the character Aunt Tiffany, look up Beans from Rango.
Yeah.
I mean, it is I only see Beans when I watch Aunt Tiffany on Righteous Gemstones.
I only see her and it's hilarious. Like she's so freaking funny. Everything that comes out of her mouth, I'm like on the floor laughing. It won a turn. It was me.
It was me. So good. I'm interested to see how they, I guess, pick up from last episode.
Yeah.
With how it ended. Doesn't like the stakes that are presented. I'm like,
Sure.
Okay, really though? Really? I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so. But yeah, Rango is awesome. I agree, tis I. Al, what have you watched?
I watched the finale for Boba Fett. Have you guys watched that?
Yeah, I did.
Yep, sure did.
What'd you think?
I saw that show.
I should have texted Ryan and yourself just to be like,
Brandon, why don't you read my text?
just
that I
stop
sent you
after episode 5 and 6. Don't worry about 7. It's fun.
You should read my text.
What's even more disappointing is that Robert Rodriguez directed this one.
I know. I saw that pop
as
up
well.
at the end. I was like, "Good lord!"
He
Freaking
may have lost the Midas touch.
Those ridiculous, totally non-Star Wars characters riding up on their KitchenAid mixers, like neon colored KitchenAid mixers.
That is a very good reference.
Accurate. That one guy
bad.
with the earring.
The guy with Deadshot, he does this like goofy like
earring
spin,
on his ear,
his spin move when he like shoots the what are you doing?
It looked like they were dancing more than they were fighting. Number one.
Yeah, I literally laughed out loud whenever that spin move occurred.
Because he did like the steel blue whenever blue steel. Whenever he turned around, he was like that when he turned around. I was like, oh, good Lord. Like this guy. So it looked like, and I know they're probably
everybody's gift out that scene and is just making fun of it online. It's kind of hilarious. Poor guy.
There's the designs, the so many droid designs and character designs in that show just don't feel like Star Wars at all. It's so
right.
Weird.
They look
it's so weird.
More like stormtroopers.
That's been my problem with everything but the 2 good episodes, which had nothing to do with Boba Fett for the most part. Like,
what's the blue guy's name?
Cad Bane.
Like,
yeah,
he was great. I love Cad Bane.
No, I liked him, but I felt like the showdown was not long enough. Like it was.
They wasted it. They introduced him out of nowhere, and then it's over.
He would have been a cool returning character.
And then the end credit scene that you would want is not Timothy Olyphant's character. Who cares? I don't know. His character is. It's not important to me. Like I'd rather them have.
I'm glad you're dead.
We have that drop. It's too long though. I don't want to play it. Just got to hear.
It's very long.
I agree. That's been my hang up is how
you did. I'm glad you did.
They don't make them like they used to, boys.
Yeah,
Interesting.
like they've tried. It's a lot of different things that I have issues with this show, but it's a lot of it is those trying to inject these modern sensibilities into Star Wars, like with both biker gangs, like the Harley type biker gang that you guys didn't see because you didn't watch, or I don't know, Al, did you watch all the other episodes?
One,
I took-
5, 6, and 7.
Did
so
because that was one of my initial issues with the Marshall episode in Mando. Like I thought it was goofy, the Western deal that was that a Robert Rodriguez episode?
no,
Do you remember?
No, the Robert Rodriguez episode was
last
when
year.
Boba Fett came in.
the first, I think that may have been a Favreau episode, if I'm not mistaken.
But
but-
I don't know.
Having that, the candy coated like street biker gang one with all their attire was just like really not like I texted
weird
you,
like
Ryan,
80s
whenever I
emo rocker chick in this in this episode.
Just
what?
Things that just don't they feel too modern. They have a tattoo shop that they go into that's not a tattoo shop, it's like droid modification, like these animatronic arms that they put on. That's the guy that's like with Marshall at the end. It's reviving him. That's the guy that has the tattoo shop. But yeah,
There you go.
John's episode. Yeah, John Favreau.
Thanks for fact checking us.
Yeah, you're always there for us, Nani.
We need
appreciate you.
that.
Friends.
Yeah,
are
I mean,
friends
other than that, it
forever.
just like there were like moments in this episode that on paper should have been cool, but again, I just felt like I felt like last episode, even though there were a lot of cool moments, it was like a lot of unearned moments.
Yeah. I feel like I didn't like how they treated a lot of the creatures in this
when they hung them.
series either. Do I?
When they hung that one snail.
No,
character.
I just mean like I don't know, like dialogue wise, they just sound like there's not any like kind of like
the voice modification,
alien languages or modification. Yeah, it just sounds like Joe Schmo from.
Yeah,
Well,
no, I agree. Like
I don't know.
that's the problem that I had with the guy that's like the right hand man of that has the what like hit like he seemed too modern. The alien, the cool looking alien that
with
had
the
voice
mouth coming out of his head.
Yeah, I would just rather him speak that language and have subtitles.
Right.
Like it just
I agree.
seemed like a normal dude translating. Like it wasn't even like a robotic voice. It was just like a person talking.
Yeah. It was weird. Just didn't feel Star Wars at all.
I thought
actually loved his voice.
No, I don't even remember. Honestly, most of this episode, I just watched it last night, but most of this episode I've already forgotten. The Grogu stuff was pretty good.
It was great.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't even agree there. Like
they can't mess with that character for me.
It was
like
okay.
The cute little things that he was doing, I was laughing.
But still, the wobble walk.
Yeah.
It's kind of like get it together, guys.
My problem with the Grogu stuff is I'm torn with it because it kind of diminishes the end of last season, like just bringing him right back. Like I don't.
I agree.
I like the character, but give it.
I think I said
give
on
it a little
Capecast,
time.
I want to let it breathe.
Pretty soon he's got to go to college.
It's Disney, man. Got to make money.
Sith college. I mean, not Sith, but Jedi college.
So
yeah,
I thought that was okay, but I mean, he's cute and all that stuff.
Did you guys think that when he showed up in the X-wing, that I was like, oh, he's driving the X-wing now, like, and then they like, I know he didn't drive the X-wing. Like she has that little line of dialogue.
I was just waiting for Luke to get out and
Like
piss
he can
Ryan off.
barely like walk.
I was waiting for that to happen
Supposed to
too,
fly
Al.
in it.
I was waiting for that to happen as well.
I was like, oh, this is where Ryan tunes out.
throws
Ryan
remoted
skips
television.
forward like 10 seconds. No, I like when he's riding, when Boba Fett's riding on the back of that
Rancor.
monster, whatever.
Rancor. Yeah.
Sure.
You even Star Wars, bro.
That's an original trilogy creature.
Don't care. So he's doing that. I thought that was kind of silly. I thought
It was silly that he could do it.
spider
On
the
paper, it's a cool thing that
the
should have been
spider
awesome,
robots or
but-
whatever when they rear back and cut that thing up.
Amen, Nani. I'm stoked for that show. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah. I'm so over it.
that one.
But the thing is like those spider robots were
Crab
like
deals.
they were like stabbing him and everything. But then when what'd you call him, Cad Bane? That's his name. When he came in, he's like, "Here's a little fire." He's like,
Yeah.
He's like, "Let me
Well, that's
go
the
over
thing.
here."
That's the thing is like it worked in that instance, but it didn't work in the other instance when fire was around.
Right.
And so
Yeah.
I was like, it's like, what are the rules? What are the rules?
What are rules?
There you go. No, I agree with that. That's the thing. Those little like the Rolly droids from the prequels that showed up with the force field, like
Crab droids.
even
How many
the
times do I have
design
to
of
say
them-
it, guys?
I don't know what they're called.
I read the
I don't
books.
Star Wars.
I read the
bro.
books, guys. I read the books.
But even the design of them didn't feel Star Wars.
I
of
agree.
That era.
I said that
Like,
to Katie.
felt
It felt
prequel.
like it felt like those felt like Terminator to me. They didn't feel like Star Wars.
That's
at all.
exactly what I thought about Terminator.
Yeah.
I think that a lot of the characters, even like the makeup and everything, just looks like generic, more Star Trek-y like TV show.
I can see that.
And the Wookiee, the Shaquille O'Neal Wookiee, like the really big one that everybody's like, oh, and he gets shot like 1,000 times, and he's like, oh, I'm okay. And then he gets hit, and he's like, oh, I'm okay. And then it's like, dude, what's it take to kill this guy?
Surprised they didn't have him say that.
I'm okay.
With all the other terrible VOs in the show. Surprised they didn't
So
have that
like, but I couldn't get past the fact that
That's all he
particular-
says. I'm okay.
one. That's his Groot.
He's like
His
this-
name's I'm okay.
He's like this dejected Wookiee.
I need to write some more poetry. So that particular Wookiee, I couldn't get past the fact that he looks like Harry from Harry and the Hendersons. Did you guys ever see that
Yeah.
movie?
Did you ever guys see that?
Did you ever guys see it? Did you guys ever see so that
Yeah.
that's
Love that
just
movie.
what I thought about the whole it looked more like Sasquatch than a Wookiee to me. And they're like, let's make him look a little more aged with a couple like streaks and stuff. It just made him look more like Sasquatch. It was silly to me. So I mean, I'm going right along with what you're saying.
Look,
the
guys,
design,
it's just a bad
of most of
show.
it.
The whole show is so bad. Like
yeah,
in
it's
the
a TNT
aggregate,
show
it was
more
bad.
than anything.
was
It's a
bad. There were
show
a couple
that's
good
So
moments.
disappointing is that it like these properties should be. I don't want them to be disposable like this, and I don't want them to be bad. Like even the ones that I don't, even the like the movies that I don't like, I still feel like they're just missed. They're just misses. They're not like abominations in terms of like production and direction and things like that. Like they just don't hit the mark as much for me. I don't hate them vehemently. Like this, just like why did you even do? I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. In so many areas, especially when and I think I've said this before, especially when you have Filoni involved and he's such a Star Wars nerd. I just don't see it getting past that quality control with him.
But that's the thing. This is like that thing where people, like whenever you're a kid, you're like, what would happen if Darth Vader fought the Joker? And you're just like, and you're coming up with stuff. This is like him.
This show is just
everything.
everything about this show is so weird. Like nobody was expecting it to even be a thing, and they just tacked it on to the. And
It definitely
was just weird. It just
definitely
feels like
did have a
It just kind of felt like an audible
reactive
But-
element.
Like,
when are people gonna like? Okay, I'm to the point to where it's like the majority of Star Wars is bad. The majority of Star Wars is bad. There's only so many things
haven't
in
you
Star
been
Wars.
that way for a while?
Yeah,
Like
but I mean, the
forever?
majority of Star Wars is really just kind of, it's high like high budget bad schlock, and I don't I think they I don't think they care about the toys as much because they don't sell as well as they used to. I think they care about the rides. Well, just get them in the park. Let's just, like get them in there, blah, blah, blah. Let's get them to wear the t-shirts and stuff, blah, blah, blah. I think that they're okay if this stuff is disposable. I think they're excited that Mandalorian did well. And I think Jon Favreau really worked hard on that and all the people that work on that. I think people worked hard on this, but I think they don't care. They're just like, churn it out. Just get it out there. Just churn it out like we talk about all the time. But it's really just, at this point to me, it's just to keep people coming back to the parks. Like, oh, I saw that character.
I don't know. It's a weird one because I would say yes if it was a solo deal, but they tied Mandalorian story very heavily into this, so it's weird. It's an odd.
Yeah, to me, I mean, they're trying to do that universe thing that everybody likes. I get it, but to where they'll guest star on each other's shows and everything. But I honestly think that, for so many years, people were like, Boba Fett was kind of like this iconic character. I honestly think that's kind of gone away now. I think that a lot of people, I mean, there are always going to be the Boba Fett people, but there's some people around with Boba Fett tattoos right now. Like, this is not my Boba Fett. They're like really upset about this. I just think this is wasted. I think if they don't do something right with Obi-Wan, the TV sector of Star Wars, small screen sector, I should say, of Star Wars will be just as ill-fated as the big screen version of Star Wars because people are starting to kind of fade on it, as far as tuning in.
I don't think it's not like at its peak, but I don't think that the Star Wars brand is weak right now by any stretch.
I think it's weak as in, I think Mandalorian gave it a shot in the arm because the last two movies
Mando was certainly positive for sure.
Yeah, Mandalorian was, and to be honest with you, Grogu was that. You know what I mean? Like that's what tuned a lot of people in. So, and then they stayed for Mandalorian. And I think they saw personally, I think they saw the ratings tanking. I think they saw those numbers and I think they kind of force fed some of this. And I don't know. I don't think it was a mistake that the stories were intertwined.
I know what you're implying. You said that a couple of weeks ago, maybe last week, that you think that they inserted 2 Mandalorian episodes in the middle of Boba because the reviews weren't good. There's no way that's even a possibility. That's not a production possibility of interweaving that story and having him show up at the end that way that they did. It just couldn't even have been done and at the 11th hour like that. No way.
I mean, we say that, but at the same time, I mean, most of this stuff is, it takes a
You're
long time
saying,
to CG.
Dude,
you're saying
no way
that they aired 4 episodes of Boba Fett and then shot 3 episodes that had Mandalorian.
I think they
in
forecasted it before then. I'm not saying they waited till the 3rd episode to be like, hey,
you said based on reviews, it hadn't came out.
I think they had they had people go and look at this show before, just like movies. I think they knew that this was going to be a stinker of a show. They know this, that the people that forecast this stuff, they know everything. They can forecast this crap. I mean, like 9 times out of 10, they have it forecasted almost to the T. It's amazing how they can do that. So I honestly believe that they were like some of the studio heads were like, get the little green guy back in here and get the Mando back in here. We got to sell, got to sell this. We got to do this, blah, 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 blah.
I just don't think that they would have had the time to prep and
Not if they waited till the third
and-
episode, but if they did it
No, I'm
months
saying,
ahead
I'm
of
saying,
time.
I'm saying, even if they because this was a year of time that it took. Like they announced this show after it was
They
after the
started
season finale.
shooting season 3 of Mando in April of 2020.
Mhm.
Like, there's
I'm
no
not-
way.
I'm saying that I don't think it was an accident that Mando was in here. I think they knew they had a stinker on their hands. That's
No,
what
I
I'm
think
saying.
it was intended to be what it is. It just happened to not be good. And
Yeah.
that's just what
I don't think you're going to have a
turned out.
like. There's never been. I don't know of a show anyway that where 2 episodes are totally not about your protagonist. Have nothing to do with your protagonist. They're not even. Those characters are in there for. I think they were in there for like less than a minute in those 2 shows.
I mean, it's unique for sure, but I like it's a lot.
There
This-
are definitely bottle episodes that focus on single characters, side characters, historically in lots of shows. But I mean, we just talked about the Righteous Gemstones doing that. They did a bottle episode 2 weeks ago that
But that's
was
a
focused on
character in that show. That'd be like I forget the female sniper chick's name, but
Finnick.
that'd be like them doing a whole show with her. That'd be fine,
Yeah.
but not a whole show of another show. 2 episodes of another show. That'd be like, I mean,
maybe if they had never crossed paths before, but they had very much crossed paths in Mandalorian.
They teed it up that they needed help, and then they, I just don't see that being the case, that they were like, oh, we're in trouble, let's inject 2 Mando. I think that was the point. And I think that they used this show as, hey, we've got a year of nothing coming out, let's churn this out, and this is how we'll tie it in. They're taking the kind of the Marvel approach where it's nothing exists on its own. It's all one end credits thing to lead up to the next thing, and this is the end credits essentially for Mando, and was the end credits. They teed up Book of Boba Fett in that end credits, and then this is that playing out, and then it's leading into the Mandalorian season 3.
well, Boba Fett, at least you tried. I guess it didn't work out.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to forget about it, honestly, because I have a pre-order for the classic, and Ryan has one too, the Boba Fett helmet, and I'm like, I don't want to cancel this thing. God, I should just not keep watching this show. But it is the old helmet, not this new one.
Dang right it is, Brandon. You're darn right it is. That's the only thing I'm holding on to right now.
Yeah.
In my head canon.
I think the silliest thing was when the monster was trying to bite Mando's helmet. Kept doing that. There was no tension there for me. I think they should have really taken a lot of that out and put the tension in the Cad Bane and that duel. Like they should have put a lot more time. Like they should have made it look like Boba Fett died or something like that, not just I'm gonna whip out this.
They just should have
beaten
took more
stick.
time in general.
Yeah,
for
I mean,
everything.
let it breathe. I mean, but whatever. It was an hour-long
More
episode.
time, and because the first 4 episodes were a slog because it was all just boring flashbacks of him with the Sand People. That just wasn't interesting, and they never had any cool Boba Fett moments. Like you had a great Boba Fett, sequence in the Rodriguez directed one of Mandalorian season 2, when he actually comes back essentially as Boba Fett, and all that action stuff was great. It was, but not really any of that. They tried to do a little bit of that with this episode, but it just, I don't know.
So answer me this. So Boba Fett puts his little sight down and he's like, I'm gonna shoot my little missile. And he shoots his little missile and kaboom. And they come out of the smoke. They fight.
Fight.
All that stuff. Have a lot of fun. And then all of a sudden he has another missile in his backpack.
I don't know. He runs over to his.
I don't know what to tell you, man.
He runs back to his bedroom.
He gets
And
the
Jabba's
power
palace
pack
gets the other
that the
missile.
video game lays down. He's like, cling, 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 cling. It's like-
I don't even think it's worth digging into the little stuff like that. It was just a bad show.
but I'm just saying, like that was even lazy, is what I'm getting at. You know,
Yeah,
like,
it was a bad
just
show.
lazy.
It's all a
just
bad
lazy.
show.
All right. Well, I watched it. I did it. Yay me.
Good job, I
Um,
guess.
yeah. All right. I also watched Vice Principals. I watched an episode and a half.
I just finished this show.
I'm done after episode and a half.
What?
Show's awful.
Oh my
Show's
god!
great.
Man, Danny
We're gonna have
McBride
another
is
Matrix
not.
episode on our hands.
Danny
here.
McBride is just not funny at
Oh,
all.
Oh
At
boy.
all.
Let's just end the show.
Yeah, the show's just not funny. I tried, but it's just not funny.
Why?
at all.
If you don't like Danny McBride, why'd you watch it?
I watch for Walton
Why
Goggins.
do you just like torturing yourself?
I mean, life is torture for me, but I'm just saying,
Seems that way.
Walton Goggins. I watched for him, but yeah, I don't know. It was just like 99.9%. I was like, nobody would act like that.
Oh man, I love the relationship between Walton Goggins and his mother-in-law.
I don't even know if I got that far.
He walks out of the living room and slaps her on the head when she's sleeping.
Yeah, I didn't get that far. So anyway, yeah, I like the ex-wife and the new boyfriend husband, emo Al.
No,
No,
just Al.
I just don't find the emo is Al. So I don't know. I didn't find it funny. Like I said, he's one trick pony. He does the same. He's the same character and everything.
It's
he
a
does.
good trick.
I don't
Really
think,
good trick.
That's the
I
signal.
think it's tired. I think it's very tired.
I don't
and,
agree. I think it's awesome. He's funny.
Oh gosh, I don't even know why I had an opinion. So anyway,
Just giving you mine. I disagree.
no, you're like, your opinion's not good enough. I'll just
Guys.
So,
guys.
no, I just think the show. I don't know. It's just not funny to me. I didn't even laugh. I'm trying to think if I laughed. I didn't laugh. So I was just like, okay, I'm not gonna even try.
Really
it.
love that.
So I figured, okay, the first episode, I was like, all right, maybe they're getting a slow start. So I watched half another episode, or maybe not even a half, and I was like, yeah, it's just not me. So yeah, it just wasn't funny at all to me. I don't know. So I tried to watch for Walton Goggins, and it wasn't funny. So yeah, that's. I tried because you guys both talked highly about it, so I tried.
We didn't say you should watch it if you don't like Danny McBride, though.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why
lead.
people. Well, I like Walton Goggins though, and I don't know. It just a lot of his like I said in the Halloween movies, you can tell when Danny McBride throws in a joke. It's like, oh, that was a Danny McBride line. Yikes! So, just not my thing. So anyway, that's what I watched.
Cool. Thanks for
All right.
playing.
Any physical media?
Yeah.
Oh, Ryan, you watched. You did have another thing on your list. Did you want to talk about Reacher?
Oh yeah, I watched. Well, we haven't finished it. We're on the last episode right now, but I watched Reacher, the new Amazon show. Oh man, this show is so weird. It's so bad in so many ways, but I have to watch it until it's
You have to complete it.
Yeah, like
Would it be better if it had
you they make you to hate the villains in this show. Hate them. Like I have to see them get their due. Like it's gotta happen. But they picked a guy who is much more like he's a big dude in the books. So he's a much more like accurate likeness than Tom Cruise was.
Right.
But somehow Tom Cruise feels bigger than this guy with his personality and
It's the platform shoes.
delivery.
Yeah.
He's I don't buy him as a combat veteran for one. I told Chris that he needs to watch this show just to hate watch the combat.
Is Chris a combat veteran?
He works in that field.
Might as well be.
Okay.
He works in guns. essentially.
Yeah, it's just there's some really forced sequences, dialogues. Like they do a lot of because his whole deal is he's just he's an investigator and he like is really observant, but they have him like it's like really try hard stuff with
Not die hard, but try hard.
It's just like he'll be like he walks through a room at one point and looks down. He's looking at this person's house to see, basically investigating to see if this person's involved in something. He looks down at some dress shoes sitting on the floor in like a mud room, and he sees one little seed from like one of those like sticky bushes, where the little things come off and stick to your clothes. There's one little seed on a shoelace, and he gets down and he pulls it off, and they look at it on the camera, and he like leaves and talks to the other cop. She's like, "Do you recognize this seed?" Like it's just really, I don't know. It's dorky in so many ways, but I have to finish it. Yeah.
I haven't heard.
It's hard for me to look past. All I see when I watch him is Blue Mountain State.
Oh, is he from that?
And watch it.
He's the main character in it. Yeah.
He was the character on
show, Brandon.
Titans, wasn't he?
Yeah. He also plays Aquaman in Smallville.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Bonus.
But yeah.
Physical media. Anything?
Yeah. Physical. Ryan, did you say you have something?
I do, but I don't know what with Nathan inside. I got the new Korn album, Requiem. Ordered it without having pre-ordered it without having listened to it, which is the first time I've done that. So that was nerve-wracking.
So, what's your review of it?
I enjoyed it. It's one of those things where I want to give it a few days to. I've listened to it a couple times over the last few days. Let it marinate.
Cool.
But enjoyed it.
Brandon?
Nope. Nothing this week.
I grabbed a couple.
Got my big one last week. I showed it on the podcast.
Yeah, you got your Creed.
No need to buy any more vinyl.
Yep, we're done.
Grail.
Got the Holy Grail.
I got a couple puzzles.
Nice.
A Beetlejuice puzzle.
Those are always so tempting to buy in Barnes and Noble.
I
Blockbuster
got these off Amazon, $10 each. So I was like, why not?
Yeah.
I know they're only.
You should check out Barnes and Noble. They've got a lot of them there.
Yeah, I was in there the other night. So I walked into Barnes and Noble the other night. It's one of the craziest things I've ever seen in my life. And they, for whatever reason, I don't know if it's all Barnes and Noble, but the one nearest me closes at 7 p.m. So I walked in about 7:15, and I was like, I'm just gonna look around for a minute. And went over and said hello to the Criterion. I'll see you in a couple months, And anyway, I want you, and I want you. But anyway, I was looking through some books and such, and they come over the PA, and they were like, hey, we're closing. Da da da. So I was like, all right, I'll cut out. So it's like 5 minutes till 7. And I'm walking out, and you know how at the front of most Barnes & Noble, anyway, I don't know about all, but most, they have like that row of impulse buys right in front of the registers where it kind of forms the line up to the registers. This little girl couldn't have been any more than 7 years old. She starts kicking one of the displays and all the stuff off of it and just going ham on it. And her mom turns around and does that thing like, are you okay? What's wrong? And stuff like that. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Like my mom would have like put me in a coffin.
That doomed.
So she's like, yeah, I was like, oh, good Lord. So she's like, what's wrong? And the mom's not even picking up the stuff or anything like that. And
you guys should really get somebody over here to pick this up. This is extremely dangerous.
Yeah. The poor girl behind the counter, she has her mask on because they have to wear them when they work there. and all you can see is her eyes, and she's like, I don't know, probably 17 years old. Her eyes get this big, like, what? Like, she's so mad. Like, she's just looking at all this unfold. So the mom's still approaching the little girl, and she gets over to the little girl, and and the little girl goes, "Don't touch me. I'm not going with you. Kidnap, kidnap, kidnap." I was like, what in God's name is happening? And the mom tries to like diffuse it, like, I'm her mom. Like, I was like, oh my God, just get me out of this Barnes. Like, it's not like it's Walmart, it's Barnes and Noble.
How promptly was that why I got that Amber Alert the other day?
Yeah. I got an Amber Alert the other day for 4/4/2022. I was like, dude, they're poking these out into the future. So good for them. They're predicting when kids are going to be kidnapped.
Minority Report.
Jinx.
Oh my God. I got another puzzle, guys. Can you believe I got a Shining puzzle?
Shocker.
So, yeah, I did find some bigger puzzles. I'm not ready to venture into the 3,000 piece puzzle yet.
That is a 3,000 piece puzzle is a suicide mission.
Yeah. That just
there's a happy, like, you reach a point like critical mass with a puzzle where you're like,
I did find a puzzle the other night, and the whole thing, except for like one little section, was the Halloween puzzle I sent you guys a picture of. The whole thing was black except for Michael Myers' face off to like the right side. It was like, nope.
This puzzle will turn you into a mass murderer.
And it was 1,000 piecer, if I'm not mistaken. But
the thing
anyway,
is, with like when you get over 1,000 pieces, the puzzles don't really get bigger. The pieces get smaller.
Yeah.
And you don't get the like satisfying snap, when you
I do the puzzles just to have like passing time, like listening to records fun.
Sure.
I don't do them to stress myself out more. So like I don't, but
if you're doing a puzzle and you leave more stressed than you started doing it, then you should probably,
I almost ordered us both a puzzle the other day, Ryan. I was going to buy you one and me one. Brandon hasn't showed any interest in puzzles.
I really love puzzles.
But it was the Home Alone house from Mondo.
Oh, nice.
I found a secondary website that had them.
Yeah. Mondo has some awesome ones.
Yeah, I went on and every single one I wanted was sold out. Can you believe it?
Yep.
What happens? When you get a chance, go on there and look at the Mandy puzzle, because it's all macaroni and cheese on one side. So, and by the way, that's the funniest thing in that movie. So anyway, I did get this Joker right here, the French Dispatch album.
For some reason, I thought you already had that one.
I had to pre-order it a long time ago.
Gotcha.
So the bad thing about this record is it has a lot of surface noise on one side, on the first side on side A of the first record. And you can't send it back because they don't have any more to get another one. And then they bumped the price up by $15 as well. I was like, son of a mother. So, but the rest of the album's good. So it's not distracting surface noise. So I don't know if it's all of them, but this one in particular does. But yeah, I'm excited to have it. I have a feeling they'll eventually put out like a special edition like they did Life Aquatic that I just got. So I'll probably grab that. But this is a really good album. If you haven't listened to it, if you haven't seen the movie, I highly suggest it. But if you haven't listened to the soundtrack, I highly suggest that too. It's really good puzzle music, guys. Really good.
It's a real thing. Puzzle music is a real thing.
It is. So I listen to French Dispatch while doing a puzzle. Ryan listens to Korn. So it's
usually Tool, but
he's got a hammer, like piece fits now. So Ryan puts a puzzle together like I watch a movie. Very so anyway,
I listen to Creed, no puzzle.
That explains it. Anyway, all right, we got some movies coming out this weekend. Kimmy,
I'm here.
Death on the Nile, Marry Me. Yeah, Kimmy's already on HBO Max now.
I was just really looking forward to Marry Me.
Totes, bro.
You spoke so highly of it. last week.
Excited.
Yeah, I'm interested in seeing Kimi, because it's on my TV right now, or available, and it's Steven Soderbergh. Interested to see. Like I said, I enjoyed the last Soderbergh HBO Max effort, so I would check this one out.
I still suggest everybody watch Blowout. Blowout. This is, like I said, this is what this movie looks like.
I get enough blowouts with my daughter.
Oh, nice.
Death on the Nile. I didn't see the first one.
I have no interest. I really don't have any interest in any of these movies. I don't remember the first one making a lot of money. I remember it kind of being dead.
I fell asleep during that movie twice.
There you go. That's all you need to know right there.
It's directed by Kenneth Branagh, who you predicted would win. So maybe
Belfast. I really do want to see Belfast. It's a totally different type of movie.
Katie's mom sent me a link to a screening in Atlanta of that movie, and I was like, I'll send it to Al. I'll let Al know.
Never learned. Yeah, I do want to see Belfast. Pretty hardcore. It's on. I think it's on VOD now, so I might watch it soon. I do try to watch all the Best Picture nominees. It's kind of hard to do so, but I'll try to watch as many as I can. Can't guarantee it because I have no interest in seeing the new West Side Story. But yeah.
Well, it's coming to Disney Plus. So
West Side Story is.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Belfast is still VO. It's like premium VOD right now, $20. So.
Is it okay? Yeah, I don't know if I want to spend $20, but I know Brandon's going to be watching the Super Bowl pretty soon. He's pretty excited about that.
I am excited about that Lord of the
He
Rings.
is excited about it now. Yeah.
But that's about it.
There's got to be an Obi-Wan trailer too.
I'm having like our entire men's group from church. So I don't know how many people are going to be here, but they don't care about any of this stuff, and I don't care about football. So whenever this trailer comes on, I'm like,
Guys!
Shut up! It's my time. My time.
Yeah.
And then you'll quietly walk out of the room and
then I'll
text
leave.
me.
Yeah. I remember a couple years ago when they did a few years ago actually, when they did the Seinfeld reunion during one of the commercials of the Super Bowl. And I was pretty excited about that. And I was at a Super Bowl party, and this one particular person just would not shut up. Like, they didn't watch any of the game. They just sat there and talked the whole time. And people were trying to watch the game. They're like, could you please just stop? And that commercial, I didn't say anything. And that commercial came on probably like, I don't know, third or fourth commercial break or whatever it was. And I went Al. I went total Al. It's like, shut up. My God, shut up. But I was like, everybody was like, thank you. We've all wanted to say it. But I didn't say it until it only benefited me. I didn't care if it benefited anybody else. So anyway, you know how particular I am about my audiences. So anyway, so that's going to be Brandon this weekend. Shut up, guys. All right.
I can just see me like, there's Galadriel. Oh, Lord Elrond. And everybody's like,
yeah, we're going to go catch the second half of the game elsewhere.
You're an hour away from civilization. We're good. We're watching our car. What's really going to suck is if Brandon's internet screws up while they're streaming the game.
No.
my download's good. The upload is the issue.
Melissa,
I hope so, buddy.
stop watching a movie.
Brandon, we hate to do this. It's unprecedented, but we're kicking you out of the men's group.
Yeah. You seem to have other worshiping going on. Well, anyway. Well, guys, we did it. We
We
came to the end
did
of the
it.
show. We're all still friends, apparently. Kind of worked out.
Friends is that's a big, lofty.
Yeah, legally
Word.
bound by the contract we signed. So anyway,
Now we're up to 8 viewers.
You know,
Yeah.
they're leaving.
should we start at 11? Should we start at 11? All right. So, guys, did you hear Movie Pass is coming back?
Hey Ryan, how many trailers did you watch?
Yeah. It's like the count of 1. So anyway,
And Gumby.
and Gumby. Okay, for all of
I
you
am
tuning
excited
in,
about Gumby.
for everybody tuning in right now, this is what you need to know. Movie Pass is coming back. Gumby, Fox.
They're leaving as
Brandon and
Ryan.
Ryan hate that I don't like vice principals. And
Ryan watched Jurassic World Dominion trailer.
and not the
Only.
other 12. Yeah. Yeah. And we play let's play some more Oscars game for all those that
All
just
right, that's enough. Hit the subscribe button here on YouTube, notification bell so you can stay up to date on all the videos we're putting out. We are on Instagram at CiNEMACHiNE and we have a Patreon. It's patreon.com/CiNEMACHiNE. We appreciate all the support we get there.
All right, folks. Thanks for tuning in tonight. We had a great time. Tune in next week, but until then, continue to watch many, many movies. See you on the next CiNEMAChine, everybody.
So long.